Hello friends, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Welcome to our July Inquire Within program. So this month's theme is dirt. You think, dirt's not that interesting? No, dirt is wonderful. Dirt is the most fantastic thing. We need dirt for everything. For things we eat, for beautiful flowers. Our summer reading theme is Unearth a story. So, dirt is great and it's right on point for us this summer. So all the things in this month's Inquire Within kit have to do with dirt. And to get your kit, you can come into the children's room, or you can, if you don't even want to come downstairs, if you think, oh, it's too hot, I'm not getting out of my air conditioning car even long enough to go into the air conditioned library, that is okay. You can just pick it up through curbside service. Just give us a call. Tell us how many kits you would like. We'll have them ready for you upstairs and you can just pick them up that way. We'll bring them right to you. But in the kits will be a lot of different things featuring some of the PBS kids friends who like to do outdoors things like Nature Cat. So I don't know if you can see, but here is a Nature Cat. See if you can see. No, I can't really see it, but it's a Nature Cat tattoo. So you can put on your Nature Cat tattoo and go out and play in the dirt. There's an Age of Nature bookmark for all the reading you're doing for summer reading. And thanks to our friends at WQED and Tree Pittsburgh, there's a little tree that's actually has wildflower seeds in it. So you can just you take this whole thing and you plant it in the dirt and hope that you'll get some wildflowers coming up. So how cool is that? Put things in the dirt and then you get beautiful flowers. I tell you, it's the most wonderful thing. Let me tell you a little bit about the activities that will be in your kit. So like I said, Nature Cat loves dirt. So you can make a miniature garden. You can do some planting. It's never too late. You can keep planting now. You can use little planters if you have some. At the back of this little packet, it's got some identification sticks. So if you're planting seeds and you think, can't remember what I planted where, that's what you need these for. In your kit, there'll be 6 popsicle sticks. So you can cut these out. You write on what kind of seed it is. If it was a sunflower seed, you could either use this one or you could write sunflower on it, tape it onto the popsicle stick and put that in the receptacle that has the sunflower seed in it. And then you'll know what's happening when they start to come up. Here's another thing from Eleanor Wonders Why. And Eleanor is planting things in an egg carton, but not the styrofoam kind, the kind that are cardboard. You can cut it up, you can put the seeds in there, and then when it gets big enough, you can just put that whole thing in the ground. Very carefully. You can put it in the ground or you can put it in a pot full of soil, and then it'll grow that way. You can water it, keep it in the dirt. Eventually, the cardboard container will just kind of disintegrate, but your plant will be growing. I know, so great, right? Dirt, yes. This is another thing from Nature Cat. It's a plant journal, so you can write down what you planted when. You can say, today I planted this type of seed. My plant likes, find out, does your plant like a whole lot of sun or some sun and some shade? And so say when you water your plant, and you can write down and what you're doing with it. You can draw pictures of how it looks after so long. And then hopefully at the end you will have your whole plant ready to go. When you're out and about observing things, this one from Hero Elementary is talking about plant patterns. Have you ever really looked at a plant or really looked at a tree? In the case of the tree, how it really literally branches off? Well, there are patterns to this in nature. So if you're out observing a tree, it's a little harder to see the trees now because of all the beautiful leaves. But, kind of take a look at it and you can see it has the trunk and then it starts branching out. Some bigger limbs and then smaller branches coming off that and little twigs, and then they'll all get leaves. But you can see what kind of plants that you have planted or that you see when you're out taking a walk. See if they're doing that too. Are they kind of branching out that same way? And see if you can see any patterns. because it's so cool, to study the science and study botany and study of plants. Great stuff. Maybe it's too rainy to go outside. I mean, then you would play in the mud instead of playing in the dirt. But if you wanted to stay inside, here is a beautiful coloring sheet. Well, it's going to be beautiful after you color it. It's beautiful now, just in black and white, but it's Curious George among a lot of flowers. So that can give you some inspiration. You can color all these flowers, and that will also help you with this activity from Pinkalicious and Peterific, where you can design your own dream garden. So in this dream garden, you don't have to just do flowers and vegetables and fruits that you can make up your own. It's a dream garden. You can do whatever you'd like. If you would like to make a plant that grows books, because who couldn't use one of those? That would be very useful. You just have to make sure that the books didn't get too wet. Maybe they'll come in some kind of seed or a pod. That would be apparently my dream garden. So you can design it however you would like. And I would love to see what you do, friends. It would be great to see what's in your dream garden. So you can always come in and share it with us at the library. We'd be happy to see it. Maybe you're going to get a little hungry when you're out doing your exploration and doing your gardening work. So here are some snacks too that you can work on. Carl the collector likes butterfly snacks, and he likes to make them a couple of different ways. You can use, the little mini pretzels. Those can be the wings. But you could do it with celery and put in peanut butter or something. Put the wings in like that. Or if you want to use fruits, you could cut a banana in half, make that into the body, and then put the little butterfly wings, pretzel wings in that. It's up to you. You could do both. You could have a good lunch with just vegetable and fruit butterflies. I think that would be very yummy, because once the flowers are growing, they need the butterflies to go and gather the nectar and gather the pollen and go from place to place. So it's all connected with the dirt. And here would be something that, well, not these ones, because these ones are made of chocolate, but maybe in your dream garden, you'll have chocolate acorns growing from the oak trees, growing in the dirt, and the acorns would be how we get more oak trees, but these ones are ones that you can have for a snack. So there you'd have Hershey Kisses and little mini chips for the other end, and the tiny little Nilla wafer cookies. And then you melt some chocolate, and that's what you do to stick them all together. So it'll be a yummy snack. Maybe not outside when it's too hot, but you can, keep them inside, keep them cool, and have them for when you're tired from all your gardening. Come in and have a mini acorn snack. Here's some more vegetables and fruits that you can use to make little caterpillars. It's another favorite of Nature Cat. So Nature Cat has vegetables. You could put some celery. You could have a piece of celery. You could put some, how it kind of makes a hollow, almost like a little boat. You could put cream cheese in. You could put peanut butter in. You could put then blueberries for the back of your caterpillar. You could use a grape for the head of your caterpillar. You could give it make a little stem or a little piece of celery. You can have an adult cut it thin and use that for the antennae. If you want to get little candy eyes, go all out, you could put those on. You could try to stick little mini chocolate chips on. You could use cherry tomatoes to make the body. Up to you. So again, you can have your fruit and your vegetables all in one healthy snack. So that's another thing you can do. And you can't have a dirt program without making some edible dirt. And this is a recipe from the Wildcrats. And they are talking about all the different kinds of the soil. So the soil has different layers. It has subsoil. It has topsoil. It has humus. And then it has whatever's growing. So to make this, you use some chocolate pudding. So you can either make chocolate pudding or get some chocolate pudding, put that on the bottom, crush up, and that would be your subsoil. Then you can crush up some graham crackers, put them in a put them in a bag, and take a rolling pin or something, make graham cracker crumbs. that can be your topsoil. And then on top of that, you can crush some Oreos up and then make that your humus layer. So here it would be, the dark cookie crumbs would be here. And then if you wanted to get really fancy, you could take some coconut and you could put it in a Ziploc bag and put a little green food coloring in, seal it up tight, mash it around so your coconut will turn green, and then you can pretend it's grass. You can put that on the very top, and then if you really wanted to get fancy, you could put a gummy worm on top. Edible soil, then you can eat it. So dirt you can eat. Does it get any better than that? I don't think so, friends. We also have a couple of other activities that you can do. You can make these cardboard flowers. There will be some yarn in your kit. You'll need to find a piece of cardboard yourself. But it will have in the kit, it didn't come out very dark, so you might have to go over this. This is a pattern that you can use to make the flower if you'd like, or you can just cut it out yourself. Cut a circle out, trace a circle. That would be, about this size. And then you could trace a smaller circle. So you'd have the outside of the circle, and then this part right here is the inside of the circle. And then if you wanted to just make your own petals, if you wanted to make them differently than this, you could divide the circle into the outer circle, mark the top, mark the bottom, mark the left side, mark the right side, draw lines down that way, and then draw lines in between those. After you've cut the circle, cut in on the lines, and that will make these spaces in between, and then you can do your own petals if you would like to do that. Or you can trace this onto your cardboard and cut that out. Once you've done that, if you would like, you can decorate, put a face in the middle, or you can just color it however you would like. You can take the yarn, and then you're going to wrap it around, weave it around, go back and forth, all the flower petals. Now to do that, for each petal, you can see on the side it's just cardboard, you'll need to make a little cut in the top and then some little cuts on the side. So it look like, talking about the patterns in the leaves, it'll look like the veins on a leaf, or it'll look like making a feather, where it'll be a cut here, cut here, cut here, cut here, and cut here. And that's so when you wrap the yarn around, you can make it go into those little notches, and then it'll hold it in place. Otherwise, it'll just slide around. So take each petal, cut just not too far, because you don't want to cut all the way down, but just a little notch at the top. And I did one here, one here, one here, and one here. So one on the top, two on one side, two on the other. So I did 5 notches altogether. When you start the yarn, put it in one of those notches, hold it in place, and then as you start to wrap the yarn around, it'll secure it. But you can go back and forth from one notch to the other. You can go just around and do the notches. You can go up to the top and catch that one, and then go on to the next petal and do it again and again and again to all around. If you have 8 petals like this one does, then you do it 8 times. Then on the back, you can take the yarn and you can wrap it around, put it inside another yarn, tie a little knot on it, and then cut it off. And then you will have, hopefully, you will have enough that you can make the holder too. So to do that, you'll take another piece of yarn, put it around a petal or two. So I wrapped it around these 2 petals and then tied it off, and then took the ends and looped them together like this, tied it together like that, and then I can hang my flower up. Or if there'll be some yarn in your kit, and they'll be all different colors. Each one will have a different color yarn in it, each kit. But if you happen to have yellow yarn at home, you wanted to make, kind of reminds me of a sun too. So if you wanted to make a sun, you could do that also. It's up to you. But another thing that you can do with the flower petals that have grown in your dirt would make dried flowers. So also in the kit, there will be 2 plain pieces of paper, and there will be this little cardstock card. And if you would like, you can use this cardstock card to make a dried flower bookmark. You can cut it however you would like. And the papers are to dry your flower on, because I have mine. This is an ongoing project because it will take about 2 to 4 weeks till your flowers really dry out. Or you could use some grass, you could use little leaves, a little bit of stems. But what you will want to do is get them, and you want to press them when they're still really fresh. So, you know, if a flower just falls off right then, when you're outside taking a walk, you can bring that home and you can press it. If a flower fell off a couple of days ago and it's on the ground, you can see if it looks pretty fresh, you can still do it. If it looks too dried out, maybe you'd want another flower. Because the fresher it is, the more vibrant it's going to stay after it's dried. And you want the flower petals to be dry, because if you try to dry it when it's wet, it might get moldy, and nobody wants that. If you can't dry it right away, you can put, and if you have a flower bud with a little bit of a stem in it, you can put it in some water, but just when you take it out of the water, dry it off, make sure that the petals are dry when you go to flatten it. So on one piece of paper, you can take your flower petals. If you have a flower, you put it face down. So the front of the flower, the part that you're usually looking at, will be against this paper. And then you'll put the other paper on the top. So however many you want to do that'll fit on this paper, you can put a few flowers, put them down. If you have a flower bud that fell off, you can put that down too. See how it looks when it's drying. If you have some leaves, you can add those. You'll have them on this paper, and then you'll put the other paper on top. And then you'll put them in a book. And I have mine, my paper went a little big, so I actually have mine in 2 books, 2 thick books. You'll want to put them in there. So my papers are in the middle of the book, because these books are heavy, but they are not heavy enough, because you want it to be really, really flat and really, really dry. So then you'll make a really big book, like this dictionary that I found in the library, super duper thick. And then you'll put that on top, and then it'll smash them down anymore. If you do not have a book this big, just put some more books on top. And then you can check it 2 weeks, see how they're doing. Check it in 4 weeks, see how they're doing. If they're nice and dry, then you can take them and arrange them on the card and glue them down. And then if you would like, you can laminate them. If you have a family who want to come in, you can ask us to laminate them too. We'll just need to put a couple of them together so we can use our laminating machine. But if you want to do it at home, you can do that. You can even put tape on it, packing tape or something like that if you don't have any laminating sheets at home, and then you can use it as a bookmark. So coming from the dirt, going back into a book. So the paper from the books came from the dirt, your bookmark, the flowers or the leaves or whatever will come from the dirt. So dirt is magic, friends, so enjoy it. I'm hoping you have a very happy summer. Thank you for watching today. And thank you, as always, to our friends at WQED Education and Clearview Federal Credit Union, because they're the ones who allow us to put all of these cool materials in these kits for you. So thank you to them. And thank you very much for watching, friends. We'll have the kits in the children's room as long as supplies last. So come and get yours today. And remember, if you watch this and you do any of these activities, come and tell us. Then you can fill out a chance to win the Mystery Box prize, because it'll count for coming to one of our programs. So thank you very much, friends. Happy planting, happy summer, happy hiking, happy everything, and happy reading. Hope you're enjoying the summer reading program too. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.